and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about something that I haven't spoke about on the internet for a while. I've been thinking about, and I wanted to let you guys know. So in the UK, when you are 17, you're allowed to get your driver's license. But if you have a disability, you're allowed to learn a year earlier because there is so much paperwork that goes into place in order to get it. Now, for those of you who don't know, my birthday is in June, so I started doing all this paperwork in June. It is now December, and I now have all the paperwork in place that I need to start driving. So today I'm basically going to be doing a Q&A about me driving, and then in probably a few months, maybe like 1 or 2, I will have my car, and then car videos will start. But I just wanted to firstly start by talking to you all about it, so when I'm like, here's my car, you're not all like, what? So yeah, today is going to be a Q&A about how the hell I'm going to learn to drive without any arms or any legs. But you be learning with hand controls. Yes, so this was the main question. Most people just like, how? So I'll go through that quite quickly. So I am going to be learning to drive in an automatic car using hand controls. So basically we have been looking for a car recently, and hopefully if everything works out, start of next week I should have bought the car. So yes, an automatic car I will be learning in. I will also be having hand controls on the steering wheel, then on the next to the steering wheel, and then also I will be having a little cup fitted to the steering wheel so I can skirt. That was so cringy. Then all my indicators, my horn and stuff are going to be working on a bleeper system, which will be in the middle console that I can hit with my leg. So a certain number of hits is a certain number of actions. So for instance, like 2 would be indicate left. So I will be doing it like that. I am also obviously going to have like an automatic handbrake and stuff, so that is all fine. And the final adaptation really would be the gear shift thing that you have on an automatic. But the car that I found, which I'm not going to tell you guys yet because I will be doing a load of car videos, but is really useful, and it's a very simple but modern way of doing the gear shifter without having to actually physically like move it. So I'm really excited about that, and I think it's going to be really good. So yes, and all of these adaptations will be added onto my car after, obviously adding in the dual controls, because I'm going to learn to drive in my car because of all the adaptations in it. So I will be adding in dual controls and then taking them out also through the adaptations place, which is called Des Goslings in the UK. So that is all the how. Now let's go on to some of the more. The thing you dread most about driving, as I'm filming this, I've had one like driving lesson / assessment, basically to just see what adaptations would work best for me. And the thought of me driving, even after knowing that I can physically drive, is scary. Like, I don't know, when you're actually driving, it's a lot easier than it seems. So yeah, probably the thought of driving in general is just a bit like, most dread would probably be like manoeuvres, like into spaces and stuff, which you obviously have to do to pass your test. But yeah, so that'd probably be scary enough. But with like just driving in a straight line, at first I thought that was really scary, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to do that. But when I actually did it, it was fine. So I'm hoping that manoeuvres will be the same as that. So someone else asked, are there any adaptations you need in your car? Yeah, there are. So obviously the whole ones I just mentioned, but the place we went to talk to the other day about the adaptations actually seems really good. So we were talking to them about quite a few things, like if you get a tailgate button on your car, they would move it to put it in a place where you can reach it. If you don't have one of them, they'll put a strap to help you reach the boot. What else was it? All the like little switches in the car, so like your windows, putting them up and down, they're going to adapt some of them for me and just put some little things on to help me be able to flick them up and down a bit easier. And yeah, so it's just the main adaptations, other than like the driving adaptations on my car, would just be like little switch modifications just to help me be able to turn them on and off easier. So yeah, my adaptations are quite a lot, but I also think they are not as much as some people get. So will you be buying a car or will you be waiting a while? So I have already touched on this a little bit. So 3 through Motability in the UK, you get a fund. You have to apply for it and everything, and it's a type of benefit scheme. So you get a monthly fund that goes towards your car. However, if you need loads of specialist stuff on your car, like as standard, not even the Adaptations, as standard, you do have to pay an extra amount for that. So I do get my car at quite a reduced price, but I still am going to have to contribute some funds to it. And as I'm learning to drive in it, I do need to buy a car to be able to learn to drive. So I've been learning to drive in my actual car, which is really scary because I don't want to break my car. But yeah, so I will be buying a car straight away before I've even actually learnt my lessons. So it's quite scary going to the car garages and being like, I haven't actually learnt to drive yet, but can I have a car please? So can you drive whilst wearing blades? Now, yeah, you can. But as I said, I am doing my car with all hand controls rather than pedals, so it doesn't actually really matter. With pedals, I couldn't do them with my blades. I would maybe be able to do them with my sea legs. However, you're not actually allowed, in the UK anyway, to drive pedals with microprocessor knees because they are electronic. It basically means that at any point they could stop working, and obviously that'd be kind of dangerous if you're driving. So if you use microprocessor knees, you're not allowed to drive on the roads using pedals. Obviously it's fine for me because I'm using hand controls, so my feet are just sitting in the bottom of the car, like my legs are just chilling there, they don't have any work to do. So yeah, I could drive in my blades, I could drive in my sea legs. It also is a good thing, to be honest, that I'm using hand controls because it means I can't drive just in a specific pair of legs. I can switch and it doesn't matter, so that's a good thing. How hard is it to drive with prosthetics? I don't drive with prosthetics. I don't ever have arm prosthetics, and I just have a tiny little cup on the steering wheel that just helps my arm grip onto the steering wheel more. So yeah, I don't know how hard it is to drive with prosthetics because I don't. I would imagine it would be hard because with prosthetics, well, the one thing that I do quite struggle with and why I hated arm prosthetics is you can't feel things, obviously. So it's harder, even in my legs now, right? If it's dark, I can't walk. Like, I require so much vision for me to be able to tell, like, what the floor looks like, the texture of the floor, if it's like tilted, if it's like, you know, downhill, uphill. So if ever it's in the dark, like walking into the cinema when it's dark, it's always a panic for me because I can't really see where I'm going. So I can imagine it's probably a bit like that, driving with prosthetics, because you aren't touching it. Your prosthetics are touching it, so I imagine you have less control, but I don't know, I'm not doing it like that. It's going to be great when I have my car because I'll be able to drive myself, and when you struggle to walk as far as other people do, for instance, I would never walk as far as like my friends would, having a car or someone having a car to take you places is amazing because it just gives you that independence of being able to go places. But if you can drive that car yourself, how much more independence does that give you? So yeah, I'm super excited to be able to learn to drive. That wasn't even the question, but I'm going to talk about that as if it was the question. So yeah, that is basically why I'm getting a car. Yes, you do not need a car at 16. You would live without a car at 16, but I think for my life a car will benefit it massively, so it is worth the money. So do you have to sit really close to the steering wheel? Yes, I do actually. So I'm pretty sure from speaking to them the other day that I actually am not allowed my steering wheel airbag turned on because it can snap my neck. So because my arms are so much shorter, I have this much space between me and the steering wheel, which actually is a good thing because it means the closer you are moving something to your shoulder, the more strength you have. So even though I'm just going to be twisting the steering wheel with one arm, it actually means I'll be able to twist it stronger with one arm than someone would with one hand. So I'm strong. But it does mean that I have to be incredibly close to the front console of the car and the steering wheel, which means if the airbag was to go off in my face, it would snap my neck. So I have to have that turned off. So yes, I do sit incredibly close to the steering wheel. I'm like that old grandma, like driving. Okay, so the next one is your insurance more as you have a disability? Now, under Motability, you actually don't have to pay insurance. You don't have to pay your insurance or your road tax. So I don't know. It makes sense for it to be more expensive. However, I feel like that's really, really discriminatory. But then men's like boys' insurance to learn to drive is, in the UK especially, is more expensive than girls, because boys learner drivers or like starter drivers are actually more likely to have a crash. So it does make sense that if you have a disability, but I feel like that's way too discriminatory for it to happen. But I don't know, because Motability pay my insurance, which is really good, because probably having a brand new car, learning to drive in that new car, and then being a learner driver with a disability, it must be expensive. So that's good that I don't have to pay that. So if someone's put, can you share a picture of your vehicle adaptations? Now, as I don't have my vehicle, I cannot show you it. But as soon as I have my car, I'm going to do like a car tour. I think it's probably a really stupid idea to do like a drive with me, because I just don't understand how people can talk and drive at the same time. Especially as a learner driver. So I'm not going to be doing any of them type of videos. However, I'm going to be doing a car tour where I'm going to show you around my car and all the different things that are on there, show you how I use different things and stuff. So that video will probably be coming out in maybe 2 months. That's my aim for when I have my car adapted. So yeah, this woman is an OT, occupational therapist. So yeah, I will obviously be doing a load of videos showing you the inside of my car then, so that will be probably the best video for you to watch if you're interested in that. And I'm also going to be doing loads of like carpool karaoke's with my friends, but still just like on the drive, because that's too scary. Someone else asked, do you get money for a disabled car? And I already answered that, so yeah, you do under Motability. So someone else has asked, will your parents be able to drive your car? So yeah, actually, I thought they wouldn't because of how heavily adapted it is, but there's just switches and then you can turn the adaptations off and then you can just drive it with like pedals. So yeah, they'll be able to drive it, which my mum's happy about, and I'm like, Mum, it's my car, don't touch my car. So I think that is all of the questions pretty much. Anyway, this is the video that explains all about my car. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that this answers some of your questions. If you do have any more questions, like I say, I am not currently driving my car or learning to drive my car. I'm almost about to order my car. So if you do have any more lessons, if you do have any more questions, then let me know down below, and any other videos that you would like to see me do in my car, then I will try and get them up when I have my car. I might do a different Q&A at that point, but yeah, as for now, I really hope you did enjoy this video, and I hope it explained some questions. If you've heard me go on about my car, you will know how excited this makes me. I'm super excited for this, and I think it's a step towards having full independence, which I'm so excited for. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Help me get that AdSense to pay for this car, please. And I'll see you guys all in my next video.